So, when did he start walking?
He was a normal little boy and started walking on time, probably around like 13 months. And then he started to regress around 18 months. We didn't really know what was going on. We thought could be just his hydrocephalus. But then we found out that he had a tumor from Boston Children's. And from then it was really, really fast. And he just completely quit walking. He had a harder time crawling, and then probably after a month of starting the cannabis, he started standing up again on his own. It's just a lot harder now because his muscle mass isn't there, and he has the tremors on the right side of his body, so he shakes a lot. And yeah.
Can you say hi, Shelly? Say hi, Shelly. Say hi, Antonio. Say hi, Antonio. The tumor's on the left side of his brain, on his thalamus, which controls the right side of his body.
Yeah.
And what we've seen in the past is he would get really tremory, and he couldn't control it. He holds it right here, and he's doing a lot more with his right hand since being on the cannabis oil. He's actually using it way more.
So that suggests that it's shrinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, and even yeah. Well, the first scan we did show that it was shrinking, and the second scan showed that it was stable, but it was less white, which shows that the tumor could be growing. And what could be experiencing is the tumor inflaming a little bit before it's really starting to die off. And we've
seen a lot of that.
It's just
a lot of other stories that we've heard, and people that we're groups with on Facebook, they've been in for their scan, and they get down because it looks like it's expanding, it's growing, but then the next scan, it shrinks so much more because apoptosis, it's programmed cell death, and it's eating itself from the inside out, and so it's inflaming before it shrinks even more. So that's what we're really hoping for.
So the part that's the hardest right now is the fact that we're not working with doctors, we're not working with any specialists who understand how cannabis affects or changes tumors, because we're faced with it not being legal in so many states, and so there's not a lot of concentration on what's the best way to give this, what's the concentrated dose that you want to do, and because there's no really people behind it following it, we're making those choices ourselves.
Yeah,
right.
They're proving to be good choices, and they're proving that it's actually working, which is great. But the hard part is the fact that we're on our own. We're just trying to figure this out as we go.
Come here. We have him on sacred frankincense, which he takes internally. I just use a little bottle of essential oils, and I put it in some fish oil, and he likes the taste of the fish oil because it's like coconut flavored, So he takes that, and then he takes. It's really great. Turmeric, ginger. I have a whole Jonah's herbs and supplements right there by the calendar. Lemon and baking soda, vitamin D, Halibris, resveratrol, other essential oils like a mix that's called Immu Power, and I rub it on his feet. And the cool thing about the essential oils is that it gets into, and it takes a really, really short amount of time to reach every cell in your body. And so I use those. And of course the cannabis oil. So yeah.
And now I know that cannabis oil is expensive. Can I ask how much it costs you guys?
It depends. We've gone through where we're getting it from. They were able to discount it at certain points in time. But it's on average since January we've spent about $1,000 per month just on the oil itself. Right now, obviously, we're still getting our oil from the realm of caring, and they've been a huge help in everything they've done. And what we've talked to them about is we're going to try to start growing our own, because they have huge wait lists kids are on wait lists for months and months and months to get their oil from them. So we decided if we can help out by growing our own, and that will free up some of the oil for other kids. But we're still going to use them, and we're still going to use them for supplemental oil to make sure that we're Jonah's getting the amount of oil he needs. So we have somebody who's been doing this for a really long time that's coming to help us get a grow operation going in our house so we can grow it and make it. And he's gonna basically teach me everything I need to know, because I've never grown before in my life, so I don't know what I'm doing. So he's gonna teach me how to grow, how to keep it, take care of it, how to keep it well. And then once we get our first flower, he's gonna teach me how to actually make the oil. And so hopefully we can get to the point where we're self-sufficient, we're able to do it on our own. It's gonna be the same exact medicine, more powerful than you can get from the people who aren't growing it organically and who aren't growing it pesticide-free. And so we're gonna have complete control over, how good the oil is, the amount of stuff that's in it, the overall quality of the oil. The hard part is Colorado outlawed the ability to test. They made it so that to go to a state-approved testing center, you have to be a dispensary. But there are people who are not state-approved who can still test.
Yeah.
They cannot take away that right. That's a right. That's not a privilege. You have the right to be able to test something like that. So we'll still have the ability to test it. It just won't be through state-approved an agency. But it's definitely going to be a tough process, and we only have a certain amount of space here, and we're still
renting.
We're renting.
So will you grow outside, or you'll have to grow inside?
We'll have to grow inside.
Yeah.
Or at a third-party location that
Yes.
We might do, like either some warehouse space or something that we might be able to get for pennies on the dollar, or we might do it completely out of the house. Last week I had another girl who just moved here from Arkansas that got in touch with me because they heard our story, and she's trying to figure out how in the heck they're going to get their oil. They're trying to figure out how they're going to pay for it.
And she's a single mom.
She's a single mom who moved out here with her 2 kids from Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then before that, I had a lady contact me because she has breast cancer and they're moving out here from Ohio. And then, a week before that, I had somebody else contact me whose daughter has a tumor, and they're in Virginia or North Carolina or something like that. And it's just been ever since we did a press release on Jonah's story because we were trying to raise money to help pay for the cannabis oil. And ever since then, we've just been having family after family contact us because they don't know where to start. They don't know how to get the oil. They don't know, but they know it's life-saving.
Right.
Well, the fact that we lived here before,
it was coming home.
It was coming home. It wasn't going to somewhere new. We had family here.
Yeah.
And it was still hard for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine what it's like for the people who they don't have anybody here. They're going to a brand new place, brand new streets, brand new landscape, brand new people, and they have no clue where to start.
And a lot of moms that are moving out here with their kids while their husbands stay back in their home state, until they can find a job out here. And so that's also, that's so rough to be without your spouse in a completely new place and with your kids and terrified, not knowing where to start.
Say hi to Shelly.
I think that's...
Hi, Shelly.
Hi, sweetie. You're too cute, man. And we got matching shirts. Look at that.
You do.
See, you're matching me.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so how hard was it for you? How pregnant were you when you moved?
Oh gosh, I think I was around 5 months when we moved to Massachusetts, and then we had to move 3 months later. So 2 cross-country moves whilst being very, very pregnant and pushing myself probably a little too hard, but it just needed to happen. We needed to get back here as soon as possible, and we had a very, very short window of time that the doctors were allowing us to wait. So
I was trying to get advice from people and figure out, we're navigating this completely on our own. And so I reached out to a couple of friends, and one friend told me, he said, Patrick, if you do this, you need to do it in the most qualified way by the most qualified people, meaning the most legal way possible, and by people who know what they're doing and know how to make the oil.
The place that we're getting the oil from.
The place that we're getting the oil from. Right. At the time, that was our best option. That was the most qualified way and by the most qualified people. Yeah. And the advice that I give to everybody out there is do the same thing. Move to Colorado, move to Washington, move to a state where it's legal, and put yourself in a place where you're not going to be, troubled by the law, or you're not doing anything illegal, so you're not risking your
kids being taken away from you, going to prison. I mean, think about that. Think about having a child that has, you know, seizures or has a tumor like this, and then having them stripped and put into the foster care system. That's just...
It's not right.
No. It's not right. It's not right.